it all went to pay medical bills. But anyway, notwithstanding all of that, a few things good came out of it. I learned to drive. I had to learn to drive at age 11, and because I got to take my mother to the doctor. And so we lived in a very small town, so you know, and everybody knew me. I knew all the cops and the whole deal. And I was a big kid, and I got away with it, and it was really probably stupid looking back on it, but it really helped things along. And I didn't just get in a car and take off. I just, you know, just did what you do. You know. And a lot of kids that were on farms and stuff at the time, that's what they did too. Anyway, but got interested in a lot of other things. Won the high school science fair in the 8th grade, which I thought was a pretty good accomplishment, because 8th grade wasn't even high school. But they included us in their high school. So I had an electronics project, and I won the science fair with that. So with my mechanical skills, I would buy OB-up motorcycles and lawnmowers and anything that needed repairing, fix it up, sell it, painted it black because that's the color it had. You know, it had lots of black paint. So anyway, over the summer of '64, if you remember the summer of '64, summer of '64, I was living large, had all these motorcycle projects going, and I had 5 bikes I was working on at the time, and I remember this vividly. I was adjusting the carburetor while I was driving, and adjusting the carburetor on a bike, going down the hill. A dog ran out in front, knocked the bike out from under me. I went down the road on the side of my face. Bad day. So I was lucky enough that there were two young Navy surgeons right out of the Navy. One of them had fairly extensive plastic surgery exposure, and so when they got this part of my face was just taken back to the bone, cut almost through the eyelid. They put 225 stitches under this eye. I cut through this lip, cut right through here. Had just all kinds of road rash. It was a tar and gravel road. Rough. Anyway, so.
Before helmets.
Yeah, nobody wore helmets back in those days. Anyway, so and this was I had just started high school. This was my first month of high school when this happened, and this was a terrible thing to happen to anybody with all these scars on my face and all this kind of stuff. So high school was a living hell, because when I looked in the mirror, this is what I saw. That's what I saw. That's kind of the way I felt, you know. So
he didn't look like that.
No, I didn't look like that early on. Well, she came along later. We'll get into it. Anyway, multiple plastic surgeries. Things were coming along better, but my self-esteem was pretty low. And if you can be letter perfect, and high school kids will pick you apart anyway, as you know. It doesn't matter. But have a little something wrong with you, and they really focus on it. But anyway, so high school was pretty much, for the first 3 years, was pretty much a living hell. But you know, I kept in the shadows, and I identified pretty much with the Phantom of the Opera there. Anyway, so over time, things got better. Scars healed. High school was getting a little bit better, and in the summer after my junior year in high school, made really good grades because I didn't have anything else to do. But anyway, I was invited to attend Shorter College for a summer program for rising seniors. So I went up there, and I had a great time with that. And I was playing in a soul band, if you know what soul music is. Do anybody remember what soul music is? Soul band. Yeah, there you go. You got it. It's still the best dance music there is. It really is. It's wonderful. Well, I was playing with a band called Jay Walker and the Pedestrians. That's the name of the band, Jay Walker and the Pedestrians. And we were the hottest ticket outside of Atlanta in North Georgia. We were really good.
Yes,
and we survived, and that whole summer. and I was doing great. New emoji, so things are starting to look good. Things are really starting to look good. So late in summer at band practice, we had some girls come by. That would happen from time to time. We'd take a little break, talk to girls. So the trumpet player, we had a big band, a trombone, trumpet, saxophone, big Hammond organ, all this stuff. You know, eight-piece band. We were really good. And so people would come by, the girls would come by and everything. So the trumpeter said, "See that girl over there?" Said, "I think she's here to check you out." So I'm going, boy, I thought things were going good. He said, "Don't get too excited. Her dad's a preacher." Anyway, so this came into my life. And
oh wow!
yeah, that's what I thought.
It's about that bubble.
Oh wow! I'm thinking like, I am so far out of my league. This is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. So anyway, I've tried to keep this from.
That was my hair before chemo.
Yeah, that's before chemo.
The bubble. You don't see the blue eyes.
Oh, well, they weren't blue.
So anyway, this was a life-changing moment. But anyway, so that's what I felt.
You have any ink in your printer?
I don't worry about that. It's her printer.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, I thought it worked. Her dad was a Presbyterian minister, and our family was staunchly Baptist. My grandfather and two of my uncles had literally built the First Baptist Church of Linville. But anyway, I called her and everything. She said, "Well, you know, before we can date, you got to come by and you got to talk to my dad." So I went by. This was an earlier picture. That's her dad, Ray, and her mom, Leona, and there's Connie when she was a baby. But you know, I didn't have a real recent picture of that. Never got that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went for the interview, and I sat down, and I don't remember what the questions were, but they didn't seem to be all that bad. I passed anyway.
I was in terror.
So Connie was just mortified. So she's going, "Why do you have to do this?" Anyway, so I passed, and Ray and I were good friends till the day he died. We were real good friends. But her mama spent the next 5 years trying to get rid of me because I was from Lindale, a textile. I was a boy from Lindale. So she spent all that time. Yeah, really, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so we got past all that stuff, and her mom and I were good friends. I would play and sing to her in the nursing home. She forgot who I was, but she remembered I was a saxophone player. And I said, "You remember me?" She goes, "Yep." Got it. So anyway, graduated from high school, missed a lot of school, had back pain. This was kind of the beginning of the back pain. That was a sad occasion there. Another pride thing. And I graduated from high school, second in my class. I missed a lot of high school because of the back pain. I was in bed a lot and the whole deal. And after I graduated, a month after I graduated, I had a back operation #1. There'll be more about that later. I went to Georgia Tech my first year. I absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. I don't know if it was the mentality of Georgia Tech, or I was away from Connie, or home. I don't know what the deal was, but I absolutely hated it. So anyway, I decided I wouldn't go back, and I would transfer to Berry College, which is in Rome. If you know, or any of you know about Berry College, it's a beautiful, small liberal arts college, largest campus in the world. When we were there, it was 30,000 acres. And so this is just one of the pictures from the old mill at Berry College. And I mean, it was just wonderful. We had more deer than we had students, by far. So anyway, I decided I'd go back to Rome. Connie graduated high school about that time, and in 1969, and things were looking up for me until I found out her dad had accepted a call to start a new church in Florence, South Carolina. This was 250 miles away. So, you know, what looked like it was a looking up situation was not looking so good at this point. So, anyway. And anyway, so Connie and her family moved over to Florence, and Ray started a new church over there. She went to, it was the University of South Carolina at Florence. It's Francis Marion College now. So that's what it was. And I was at Derry, so I didn't have anything else to do except study chemistry and physics and all that stuff furiously, which was a wonderful thing to do. Anyway, after that year, Connie transferred to Derry, and I once again had it made. Absolutely had it made. I was on a scholarship, had multiple jobs. I taught chemistry lab. I filled in for a high school chemistry teacher who had passed away. I had an all-night disc jockey job. I don't know when I slept. I really don't know when I slept. But anyway, it didn't matter. You're young. You can do that kind of stuff. And Connie had a job as a secretary in the religion department, and she was known by those folks there because her dad had been a minister in Rome. So anyway, she'll tell you all about that kind of stuff. She's got some funny stories to tell about that. So we're having a great time at Derry, and we're planning our wedding. Connie went home and I guess it was Thanksgiving of 1971, and talked with her dad about the wedding. He blessed the wedding, and we were going to get married the following year. Her dad had his second heart attack and died on Thanksgiving Day of 1971, so that was a real sad occasion for all of us on that. We did get married in March of 1972, and I bought a house trailer and got a really good deal on it because it didn't have any wheels. Kind of flies in the face of portability, but it was a really good deal. Anyway, so I later bought some wheels for it. It turned out okay. We graduated in '72. I graduated in June, and Connie graduated in December, and we moved to Athens. I went there for graduate school in chemistry from '72 to '74. I was working on a PhD in analytical chemistry. And, yeah, I took the easy stuff. Anyway, and it became apparent from the fewer people that came, you know, the industries would come and hold job fairs and this sort of thing. And there weren't people coming anymore. There weren't any jobs in analytical chemistry or any other chemistry for that matter. So anyway, things were getting a little bit tight there. Connie was teaching in Greene County, Georgia, and I had to drive 90 miles round trip, and so that was kind of taking a beating on everybody. I was sitting in the bathroom. I told you I was going to tell it all. And this is a true story. I was sitting in the bathroom in the Graduate Sciences Laboratory on the Hill in Georgia. I looked down, and there was an Atlanta Journal-Constitution on the floor, which I wouldn't touch. It was in the classifieds, and it said, "You can be a doctor." That's what it said. And there was an ad. It was an ad for a medical school in Guadalajara or someplace like that, and they would advertise in the Atlanta Journal. So anyway, I looked at that and I go, nah, and I thought, like, well, maybe. Maybe. So my plan was, if I talked with the counselor, the guidance counselor there at Georgia, and that didn't, and then apply to MCG because that's a state school. You know, your odds of getting in your home state school are better than they are anywhere else. And if that didn't work, I'd go to Mexico. I don't know how I'd go to Mexico. I didn't have the money. Anyway, so Didn't speak Spanish very well. I had Spanish in high school, didn't speak Spanish very well, but I certainly didn't have any money. But anyway, as things turned out, I applied, got accepted, and I also applied and got a Georgia Country Doctor Scholarship.
Wow.
And that was a scholarship that paid for medical school tuition for 4 years, which in those days was a whopping $10,000. For all 4 years.
You won the lottery.
All
You won the
4
lottery.
years. Okay. All 4 years. And all I had to do to pay it back was to practice in a town of 10,000 or less, according to the 1970 census, for 5 years. They did it for 5 years. Okay, so whatever. So we moved to Augusta. I've gotten wheels for the trailer, so we didn't have to drag it down there. Life is good at this point, so we're got another emoji for life is good. I'm on the final page here. We're going to wrap this up in a hurry. Okay. While in Augusta, back operation number 2, bad day. Caused me to miss a lot of the first part of my second year. I didn't do real well as far as that went. Could have done better. Could have done better with that. My third and fourth years were good. The back was getting better.